Hey guys, this is Cam for 15, and I'm joined
Hey,
again.
I'm a talking mole. I don't know, and my good friend the talking crow. Uh,
Yeah, if I had a freaking hood right now, looking like Darth Sidious from Star Wars. Anyways, we're here back again to talk another Fire Force Season 2, Episode 7 review, and a very intriguing, interesting episode today.
Very interesting and a little weird.
Yeah, let's get into this. So, as we all last off last week, I think you can say right now in the Fire Force community, Inca is the most hated girl right now. If not, next to a certain girl from Rent a Girlfriend, probably a girl that should belong on the streets. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you watch Rent a Girlfriend, you obviously know Mommy Chan. She's up there in the same list as Inca, or Inca joined her in the girls that she ain't shit anymore. So,
Get out of the video! I'm just kidding.
anyways, so uh,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, Inca and Mommy. No, I hate her now. I
Don't
hate
forget,
her.
don't forget Multi from the Rising of the Shield Hero.
Your mom in the area,
Yes, but she's also wearing earphones, so maybe she won't hear what you're gonna say.
or in other words, for Malta, you can call her bitch. So, yeah. Anyways, they're all B words. All of them. I hate Inca now. Inca, F Inca. That's the one thing I forgot to say last week. F Inca. And a huge loud one.
Well, that goes without saying, because I think everybody can agree.
Anyways. And then the last few bits of the episode was them traveling to a new continent to find out the meaning behind Adola Burst and the great cataclysm that occurred 250 years ago, which we get some evidence here, which is frightening. So the land in the Chinese peninsula they are arriving at is called Avalon, not Avalar from Spyro, Avalon. Um, so like we all said, this is Juggernaut's homeland, and his mom actually shows up, and his mom looks like, I guess, a very hyper energetic mother who obviously cares about Juggernaut. And we find out because she looks a little depressed because Juggernaut's like, Mom, you looking depressed. I will say this. Their little country talking threw me off for a loop because when I was reading the subs, I could barely understand them. So when they put this out in English dub, I'm gonna be I'm grateful. I could barely understand. They were saying like "you're" and all this country talking. But then again, what can I say? They're farmers.
I can't speak country for some reason.
I can't either. That's like a South thing, to be honest. Anyways, Juggernaut's mom looks sad and everything, depressed, and he brings this up, and she's like, well, somebody messed up the potato field, and I don't know who it was. So I guess this week's episode is who is the potato thief, which we found out later on. Um, Obviously, Shinra and Pan and the others, they went to go get supplies for the voyage or the drive out to the place that they need to go look for. So they're headed to a spatial field, and in this, so okay, so funny thing. So as they're driving through this desert area, there's, I guess you can say, this gas. I wouldn't say makes you loopy, but for some reason makes you drunk or makes you have the impression like you're drunk or something. and you have everybody in the back van, and even Pond, he's like, he's looking like all droopy and everything. Licht is the only guy that's wearing a legit mask. So one, I wholeheartedly support him in wearing a mask, like everyone should be doing here in this country. So I found it funny how he's the only one wearing the mask, while Shinra, Ogun, Tamaki, and Arthur are all acting like complete morons.
I'm curious. Did they by any chance make this episode to remind everyone to wear a mask?
If it was a plot device to wear for everyone to wear a mask, I wholeheartedly approve of it.
We're always wearing a mask, everybody. Always wearing a mask.
The only difference is this. The only difference compared to the Fire Force description is it makes you looping, but makes you pretend like you're drunk. Out here in the real world, you can probably legit die from it. Anyways, they're acting like complete morons and stuff like that. Pon, even though he's acting a little bit loopy himself, he still kind of has, I guess, complete composure on what's the task at hand, because even Licht is like, hey, you do know why we're here, and he goes on through the whole spiel and everything. He's like, okay, he's good to go. While everyone else is acting like complete fools.
May I just say, drunk Tamaki is adorable AF.
I know. I guess you can say in terms of Arthur, he acts just like Arthur would, just normal.
How does he do it? How does he do it?
I don't know. Shinra, he acted a little bit over the top.
Over the top.
And when I mean over the top, he almost lost it this episode. But we'll get into that real soon. Now, in the meantime, we're hearing somebody call out for help. Then we see this little thing in the air fly. I'm like, okay, what the heck? And then that's like, if you watched next episode preview, this giant, it's not a giant snake, but this giant worm comes out of nowhere, and it's trying to get to really get to the little Jeep or car they're in, and they're chasing them. And in the meantime, you see this talking mole, I kid you not, talking mole with a flame on its behind, talking, saying, yo, can you guys protect me?
Yeah, that's where the episode just got weird.
Now, we later find out, which when he gets in there, he drops some food, and it's the potatoes Juggernaut's family's from. And we find out he's the potato thief. So Juggernaut's over here trying to legit rip this guy apart for doing that. But he's like, no, don't do it. Look, I'm just coming in here for peace and stuff like that. Now, he goes actually to the front where Licht and Pon are, and he actually says, oh, I know about the area you're trying to go to. And it's apparently, it's called the Oasis, but it's apparently been taken over by this mysterious group and stuff like that. So, anyways, in the meantime, Shinra and Ogun actually are distracting the worm. Now, in the opening, you see Ogun actually use that skateboard thing. Here, you see much more what he can use in the skateboard. He can also, like I said, he can use his flames to power the skateboard, as well as he can make fire arrows, which I approve of. And already Ogun's becoming the most badass character in Fire Force within only 2 episodes of being shown.
Mm-hmm. I can dig it.
And plus he's black? Thank you very much. What? We really don't get a lot of black people in anime. They're either getting disrespected or they're jobbers. Or we don't see them at all.
I guess. I see your point.
So Ogun, he's on my scale, even though I can't skateboard whatsoever. Yeah. Now, anyways, they distract him long enough for the worm to go away. They eventually camp at this one area. And actually, the mole character sees these birds, and it's a crow. So this crow, who apparently knows the mole character, he's calling down to him, and he's like, oh, it's you, Scoop or Scope. I'm gonna call him Scope. And the crow's name is called Yata. So they go into detail with like, why are you like working with these humans? And they're like, oh, they're going to the same area that, the oasis. They're going to the same area and stuff like that. And the crow's like, oh, okay, it seems interesting. Now, Shinra and the others, they actually even ask him, like, how are you guys even talking? Like, can't animals not talk? Um, their description here is kind of, oh, well, we just don't know how we can talk or why we can talk because the crow or Yata actually goes behind. He's like, yeah, you see these crows behind me? They can't talk like we can. Which is very interesting.
I guess those two are connected to a Adola link.
Yeah, Shinra did mention, like, do you think it's because of Abdullah? They're like, we don't know. So I'm guessing it could be because of that, because the mole has a fire. We don't know if the crow can do fire stuff or show any flames and stuff like that. I will say this, I actually enjoyed these two characters. I thought these characters were actually pretty cool. Now, I like the crow guy. I like Yata a lot. He's pretty cool.
Like I said, I'm the little mole guy. He's the crow.
Who would ever have thought that I would actually like a mole character and a crow?
Hey, I'm a fan of talking animals.
I guess before I continue, your thoughts on Yata and Scope?
They're pretty funny. I like it.
Okay. So they also go ahead.
I just wonder how they'll affect the story later on.
I think we're like in one of the next arcs of this. So this is definitely, I think, I don't know what you call this arc, but this is the next arc, I guess.
Wouldn't a new opening show up though?
Well, sometimes you can have little mini arcs. It's probably a little mini arc. I heard this arc's like gonna be going from like I think episode 7 to 10. So yeah. That's what that. Now, anyways, they go into the backstory about the oasis, and they say like the oasis, it ain't like a mirage you see in deserts, like from what you think you see. It's a legit oasis where there's plants, water, something what an oasis would look like a wonderland essentially. But they both say like, yeah, this mysterious group came out of nowhere and chased him out of the oasis and stuff like that, which is pretty interesting, which I think might be our next few antagonists, this little mini arc. So what was very freaking interesting and very scary, to say the least, is so Shinra and Ogun, they're just chilling on this cliff. And next thing you know, they see these lights that they think are lights. But the moment they look closer, they legit see that they're just infernals, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? So Yata actually comes in and he's like, whoa, don't mess with those guys. Just let them be, don't worry about them because some of these infernals you're seeing right now have been since the Great Cataclysm 250 years ago.
That's insane.
So some of these infernals in this desert area here have been there for over 200 years, and they have yet to be put to rest. And the funny fact is because the crow, he's actually heard, I guess, of the Tokyo Empire. He's like, oh, don't you guys end up just killing the infernals anyways? And Shirna's like, well, I guess you're right. We kind of do kill them, even though you say the prayer and everything. And it's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't get involved in that because I don't think Tamaki can do a prayer for every one of them. So I also guess another thing that's really interesting is they're not moving around. They're just stuck in place. Like, I don't know, is it because some of them are 250 years old and they just I don't know, lost the will to move. I don't know. I took this scene as, okay, this is insane. So is there like other places that were, affected by the Great Cataclysm where there's more Infernals there, just in a stationary position, not doing nothing?
Hmm.
Who knows? Um,
And just imagine how strong they are at this point.
or how weak they are. It has been 250 years, over 200 at the least.
Wouldn't they be increasing in strength instead of decreasing in strength?
Well, who knows? We don't even they didn't even show, or they didn't even say like the sheer number. We just see a lot of them, and they even do a panel shot to where you just see the lights of their fire, and it's like thousands of them. So I don't even think if Shinra and Ogun and the others wanted to take them all on, I think they would. They're like totally outmanned anyways. So the Yato was actually giving them a smart idea, of like, yeah, just let them go. And plus, they're not really doing anything. They're just again stuck in a stationary position. But again, that's pretty intimidating. The fact that there's been some infernals here in this country or in this continent right here that have infernals that have been there for over 250 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the following day, they finally arrive to the oasis. They climb up. Well, Shinra and the crow actually fly up to observe. Now, Yata is like, okay, you like, keep it down. Keep your head down. Keep it quiet. You don't want the people who are taking over the oasis to see you or hear you. So then Shinra, within the corner of his eye, sees something that shocks him. And he sees a ancient thing, or an ancient debris type of structure. And, he brings it up and he's like, the tabernacle, what the heck is that doing here? And essentially, Yata's like, oh, you know about the tabernacle? And, Shinra's like, it's the keystone of the Tokyo Empire. And obviously also called Amaterasu. And there's one Amaterasu at this very much oasis. So when the others see this, they're like, but, and they're predicting like, because the one thing we know, which I actually forgot, is that Vulcan's ancestors actually built that stuff. So they were, speculating, what if this is the very first Amaterasu and the one in the Tokyo Empire is the second made Amaterasu? Very much interesting stuff, guys. Very much interesting stuff. I feel like I have to rewatch season 1 again just to get the lore of Fire Force again, because I totally forgot the fact that Vulcan's ancestors made those types of structures and stuff like that. It's nothing easy to remember. Now, as they go into the Oasis area, we see that there is also man-made things. Now they're destroyed. We see like a light post, like you see, when you're at a stop sign or something like that. We see a car. We just see human-like things. And, Yata's like, yeah, there's much of those things here in this oasis. The thing is, it was all affected thanks to the Great Cataclysm. So I'm wondering, is this where the Great Cataclysm took place?
That's most likely.
So I'm guessing the entire area of this continent must have been like lush and everything. And then because I guess the Great Cataclysm, it turned it into a desert wasteland, essentially. Because other than really the oasis, there's no green in sight. Like everywhere else looks like a desert wasteland and stuff like that. So yeah. Now Shinra and the others, they come up with a plan because they get to this one pillar structure, like, and Yata and Scope are like, okay, I think this is as far as we can go, because if we go any farther, we're just warning you. The people who have taken over the oasis, they will attack you and they will not negotiate with you whatsoever. So they're not diplomatic. Now Pon's like, well, we didn't really come here to fight. We came here just to investigate and observe. But Shinra's over here is like, well then who cares? let's fight these guys, get these guys out of here, and beat them, and we can do that. But Bond's like, we can't do that. But then I think Denzel remembers seeing this scene, and what happened?
His eyes turned crazy again.
As you see a flashback between him and the first pillar. I don't know if the first pillar comes in the times when Shinra's getting pissed off or I guess rebelling against something and she just takes over his mind instantly like that. But I don't know what the thing is with the first pillar in Shinra. Like, I'm guessing she can just take over his mind and his body at will. Or whenever she feels fit.
I don't know, man. Honestly, the first pillar is unpredictable at this point.
Yeah. Now, Arthur, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You ain't trying to do what I think you're trying to do again. And he's like, look, I'm just trying. And Shinra's like, look, I'm just trying to do what I think is the best idea. Hell, to the point, even Tamaki agrees with him, which is pretty rare. Like, when is any time Tamaki agrees anything that Shinra says?
You don't suppose she's starting to fall for him, is she?
No. We all know Tamaki and Shinra's relationship is a love-hate relationship. Well, on Tamaki's side, it's a hate relationship. But then again, what can I say? I think Shinra's more into Iris than anybody, than Maki and Tamaki. Trust me, episode 1 gave us them hints that he's like, he has got some feelings for Iris.
I think he just thinks that she looks cute. That's all.
Or it could be that he really likes her. Hey, Iris is cute. I
Yeah,
like Iris.
Yeah, but she's also a sister, so he needs to be careful.
I don't think it really matters, but okay. If he likes a sister, he likes a sister.
I'm just saying, he needs to be careful.
And plus, I think it's also implied that Iris somewhat has feelings for Shinra as well. He did save her back at the first episode of season 1.
I can dig it.
I'm telling you, I'm down for Iris x Shinra. I'm down for it. And plus, the first pillar looks somewhat like Iris anyway, so.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, okay. So if things didn't get crazy, we thought we'd seen regular Infernals. We thought we'd seen demon Infernals. Now we see demon or infernal dogs. In other words, what they like to call them here, hellhounds.
Suitable name.
I'm sorry. Why do I feel like I'm getting a biblical reference from this? Hellhound sounds like something legit the devil would have.
Well, I guess there's a reason why they have sisters in the Fire Force.
Anyways, they end up attacking them, but they end up defeating him, and Tamaki, she can do the sister job herself as well. She prays over their souls. So the funny, interesting thing is like they asked, like, do you think dogs' souls can be saved as well? I'm like, I guess. Even though I don't know if there's no dog heaven.
Yes. So sorry, guys.
Okay. We find some interesting information. Now, Scope says, a few of my friends were killed by those things, which is really sad. So they really were forced out of the oasis. And now we know why they're not so diplomatic. It's simple, because they're infernals. Infernals are not diplomatic. Now, Yata actually goes on to say, like, listen, you thought those were bad? The boss apparently is worse. And I think the boss is who we saw in the next episode preview. So then the last thing in the episode is, which is really freaking crazy. Shinra gets in another Abdullah link with someone that says protect the forest.
I don't think that's the first pillar, is it?
No, I don't think it because the difference is with the first pillar, there was blackness underneath them. This Abdullah Link has purple flames, I guess, which I guess ties into who is the hooded person in the next episode preview we saw. That also hooded person is also in the opening too. I don't know who this hooded person is about. We're just gonna have to find out what the heck is going on here. I don't know if this hooded person is the next antagonist, but if it is, this person looks very, very dangerous.
Mhm.
And someone, Shinra and the others should probably not mess with, but they're gonna
I
have.
mean, come on. Come on. It's bad enough that Inca went cray and joined the dark side, but come on. This next person who looks just as dangerous, being antagonist too. Come.
Okay, so like I said, that's where the episode ends off, and we get then you get the end of the next episode preview and stuff like that. Okay, so this hooded figure, I don't know who this hooded figure is. We're just gonna have to find out. Like ReZero, I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what's gonna happen next. I guess the only potential prediction I might make is, what if that hooded figure is one of the next pillars?
Or what if that hooded figure is somewhat related to Inca?
I don't think she would be related. I don't think that person would be related to Inca. If you're being related by Inca in terms of the pillars, then okay, I can agree with that. She could be a pillar. She could not. We don't know. And she looked like she might have some different pyrokinetic abilities than anybody else we haven't seen. Because it looks like this person has purple flames. Not your typical red-orange flame. So I don't know what's going to be happening. But like Memphilis says, it looks like next week.
I'll be right back, okay? Pause the video. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry for that. We're actually, it's all to get some food. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Things are, I guess, pun entirely intended, heating up. But yeah. Any other closing thoughts, Denzel, before we get off here?
I'm just speechless right now.
Okay. All right. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. So you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this episode and some of the interesting stuff that was revealed in this episode. Again, do not post manga spoilers, please and thank you. As well as hit that subscribe button to the channel so you can get more Fire Force episode reviews. And stuff like that. Also, if you are subscribed, hit that notification button to stay up to date with anything I upload to the channel. So yeah. So other than that, me and Denzel are gonna get out of here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow if you check out my SAO content as well as Sunday for the One Piece arc reviews content. So we're gonna get out of here. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for Sword Art Online episode 18 review. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Stay safe. Peace.
Peace.